Heat signature hot tips. It's time for another heat signature breakdown, and so today we're going to go through a few things. So firstly, we're going to go through a kill mission. What do you need to do for a kill mission? We're going to go through sightings, and we're going to go through the slipstream and just how much of a difference it makes, because it makes a huge difference. So first thing to note with a kill daily. If you've got a kill daily, you can get lethal weapons. On a capture daily, so it's in fact really a kill or a steal daily. A capture daily, you're guaranteed a non-lethal weapon. On a kill daily, you definitely can get a lethal weapon. So here today we have an armor-piercing long blade. So it's still a melee weapon because we're not weak, but it is also a kill weapon. We've also got a self-charging slipstream, and we're not a technophobe, which basically means that we have as much slipstreaming as we want. We want to not be seen. So the slipstream is basically going to override the not being seen, because most of the time we're going to move fast enough that enemies will not be able to see us anyway. And if you wanted to do this yourself, you just need to set your clock to be June 10th, 2019. So we're up against Sovereign. And we got target fleas. So target fleas, as long as we are prepared, is a pretty good one for us, because we can always intercept the target ourselves. So let's head downward, and then we just need to dock as usual. There's nothing particularly unusual about this docking process. So we're stopping just outside of range, we're trying to get close, and then we're trying to get to that door as quickly as we can. 5 seconds is pretty ordinary. So sightings is one of the easier conditions in my mind, as long as guards are not protected, because frankly you just need to kill them. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to pop through here. We're probably just going to murder everyone in this pod. So when it comes to a slipstream daily, you're going to have really narrow margins for time. Right, so when I initially did this one, even though I don't have any other way of speeding up my time, I think I did this in 48 seconds across all 3 ships. And you can see that docking used 5 of them, so that's assuming we get a 5-second dock on all 3 ships. That is 15 of it. That's a total of 33 seconds on the ships and picking ourselves up at the end. So what we're going to do here is we're going to charge through, we're going to kill this guy to get his key. In fact, we're probably going to charge in, kill this guy, get this key, and then run through. Get this item. It's just there. It's really close. I think it's worth the time cost. And we're going to leave these two to set off the alarm. Because if we have the target starting to head towards us, then that actually benefits us in the long run. Okay, so we start off by setting off the time. We run around here, get just around this corner, and we dash into this fella here. We want to grab this gun, we want to use the arrow key to make sure we're moving. We want to probably shoot this guy in his face to get that key. Give us that key, thank you very much. And if I'm worried about this guy, I will shoot him in his stupid face too. Alright, so with a slipstream, it's really important that you do not lose your slipstream. Although, since we've got a self-charging slipstream, we will have 3 to use across each ship. A crash trap, not the worst, not the best either. It does at least let us crash through our enemies. A kill mission means that we will be gaining power from whoever we kill anyway, as long as we don't kill them with space. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to charge across here. We're going to shoot this guy because he's a little bit too close to having spotted us in my mind. And we're going to run basically straight across here. So because we want to have this shoot and not shoot us. Okay, so go into throw mode. We select a waypoint over there. We run into this room. We shoot you in your stupid face. And then as soon as we let go of that, we hold down the slow-mo key to avoid having any problems there. I might as well grab another gun. And so now we run through here. You shoot. We will charge down. and we will use a slipstream again. And we forgot a very important thing here. So we will disable this and head back up. So what we forgot was to grab the actual key, because I forgot these guards don't have it. So that is definitely a silly mistake to make. So we unlock that. Oof. Remembering ideally that when we do so, we are going to have problems. Okay, so here we're gonna duck down, let the gun finish our target off for us. Fantastic. And yeah, so what happened now? I forgot that time would go back to normal when I unlocked that, and so we just hit this. This is why normally when you're about to do something, you should hold down a slow motion button before you do something from this menu. Now here what happened is I used the fact that this guard was here and I used the melee weapon to dash because we've got extra slipstreams, and I knew that this guy had coincidentally placed himself such that he was about to get shot by the sentry gun. And then this is just a matter of going back up and shooting out this window, and with that we are clear. So we are then doing a pickup, and as always you want to use the slow-mo key while you're doing the pickup to make the maneuvering easier. You want to basically pick a straight line and stay on it. We want to get away as soon as we can, and so that put us at 14 seconds. So not a great ship one, in that we could have made some things that would have saved us maybe a second, but also not the worst. That's a third of the time that I have budgeted. A little under a third of the time I have budgeted for this. Alright, so now our next ship. So we've got guards with heat sensors, we've got guards with emergency shields. Neither of these are likely to be that relevant. The heat sensors means it's going to be easier to set off the alarm. Light reinforcements, again, with an autopilot, means that we are a little concerned. Fortunately, a guard setting off an alarm because they spotted you by a heat sensor does not count as a guard seeing you. With sightings, the biggest individual threat you have from a guard is a tracker, because a tracker that is not crashed instantly sees you, and that's the worst one. The other thing that we would be wanting to keep an eye out for is if we were glitch sick, we would be avoiding using teleporters at all costs, because there is a bug with glitch sick, which means that one, guards can occasionally see you even though they have no line of sight to you at either point, and also if you are glitch sick, you will be unconscious when you hit the ground, and guards instantly see unconscious people when they enter their line of sight, so that makes that particularly unwelcome. Alright, so let's actually accept this mission and run through it, literally. Okay, so we're going to head down here. We're going to take a quick look at the ship as we do so, as we want. Okay, so normally one of the things that you'd also want to do if you did not have a slipstream, so here's our target obviously, but you'd also want to identify where the telepad is, because if you are going to have the alarm go off, you want to make sure that the telepad isn't going to cause you any grief. The glitch trap is useful but not too useful. It'll get guards out of their line of sight if they happen to be a problem. It also, one thing we can do with it is to maneuver guards to a point where we can charge into them more easily. So it can be used for acceleration in that regard, but most of the time you're just going to run past. Because especially with a slipstream, it's just way better to do that. So one thing I've found is that at this distance the timer doesn't tick, but you can at least see the ship to try and maneuver properly. So we can do that, and then we're rushing in, trying to get that line up. 5 seconds again. Okay, so here, in terms of direction, we want to head down, stab you. You are not that ideal in terms of location, so one of our options would be run down, shoot, run back up. Especially since we've got just regular guns, that's actually really easy for us, and that would give us a straight line down here. Let's count the rooms. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're also pointed a bad way for us. So really, so yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, because we're going to shoot this guy as we run past, unless he happens to go on patrol, which would be awfully inconvenient for us. Or the other option would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's much of a muchness, in which case we should do the one which lets us charge twice, which will save us some time. So we're gonna activate that, run down, make sure we got a sword. So basically you really pretty much want at each dash to have another slipstream available. So we are awful close to this going badly there. Now, hey, fuck. That's not fair. We are probably about to lose this, in which case. Alright, so here we want to get rid of these guys as quickly as we can. So we're going to throw this, grab it. I mean, the idea here is to try and recover. So we're going to dump them to space. We're going to shoot you in the face. And neither of them saw us. Fantastic. Give us that key, run down. So that was not ideal. I just didn't keep an eye on how much time I had left on my slipstream. So then, and I lost it with the second dash. And that would have been fine if I had more time remaining. So we let our target get shot. And I'm doing this as slowly as possible because I want to get whatever item they have to have on them. And then we shoot out the window and go on our merry way. But you can see, you know, use what you can to recover. I could have tried to use the crash trap and throw in the crash trap and then hit my target there, but that would have been an extra step and increased the amount of time that they would have been around, and thus the amount of time they had to spot me. And so there we got 15 seconds. Yep, 15. So that is a total of 29 seconds. So if I wanted to equal my time from last time, which according to my spreadsheet was 48 seconds, then I have not a whole lot of time on the next ship, but still more time. Alright, so I've done that. This one of the things about a slipstream is you don't have a whole lot of time to think things through. You are trying to work very much in the margins. But what we've got here is we do have a long-range subvert, which means that we do not need a key for this next section. We should just be able to run straight through. Maybe dashing occasionally to get time. Okay, target being shielded is a little inconvenient. We do need to save one shield for that. The other thing that we need to look out for is that since these guys teleport, that greatly increases the amount of time that they're going to have to spot us. So because we run around a corner, they teleport around the corner. So we may need to do a bit of back and forward dashing to pull them around a corner. This is where using a gun would be really handy, but sadly we do not have a loud gun available because of silencer. It's one of those things where silencer is in fact a double-edged card. So we're going to actually duck around the other side of this, and this is quite a bad dock as a result of me not checking things beforehand. There's 9 seconds. Yeah, that's pretty rotten. Alright, so what we're going to do is immediately use this. We're going to immediately charge north and use our long-range subverter. The reason why I'm charging north is to try and make sure I absolutely get the get our target there. We're going to dash it forward to get you, fail, shoot you, and then shoot you, and then be done with it. Really? Hey, thank you. Give me a key. We do have a crash beam here. I'm gonna shoot you, and then we just want to run down this way. We might as well use crash beam's not here. So this should be okay because we're going around a corner and then around another corner. So we're just going to run like so. Yep, good. Here I can actually make a difference by subverting this beforehand. So there we actually get a for free. That way we got a free distraction, we pulled this guy away, and then that lines him up neatly for us to subvert our way through this next door and do a similar trick. So that's probably what we're going to do, and then we've also got the Sidewinder. So what we're going to do is we're going to subvert this, get that sentry. We've still got 2 charges then. We'll probably try and Sidewind down to here, and then subvert, Sidewind through, subvert, stab, run out that door down the bottom. Okay, so with that outlined, we need to make sure we are not in the line of fire for that turret. And we want to make sure we head down like so. We want to use head through. Use this. And since that door is already open for us, we can go, well, let's see, we will do this. Okay, that is quite bad for us. So we're going to pop down here. We're going to shoot you in your back. We're going to then pop down here. Gotcha. We want the 5 key here. We have one last Sidewinder charge, you say. Okay. So we're going to do this. We're going to Slipstream it. We're going to head this way. We've got this long-range subverter, just long enough, really. And then we can shoot you in the back, just like any sort of hero would do. We've even got a long-range Sidewinder, just to make things even easier. And there we go. So 11 seconds on the ship. We just need to pick ourselves up. So as you can see there, by the way, that a ship going at speed through one of the window zones doesn't stay long enough to get shot. And that's kind of how you approach, and the kinds of things that you should be thinking of when you're looking for sightings. Slipstream basically changes the game. Anytime you have a Slipstream, the game is much simpler, because you just basically want to run through. Your enemies there are big open areas, and you want to make sure you can try and shoot through and cause distractions, and yeah, keep an eye on things like teleporters. All it comes down to is you can kill anyone you want, you can shoot anyone you want, so your biggest threats are shielded guards when you don't have a way of dealing with them. But keep calm, work things through, and you can get through. So that was 17 seconds. I think I end up with a slightly longer time than before, but still, it was 46 seconds that day. Right, yes. But you can see that, you know, you can get a much lower margin, if a much lower one if you don't mess up things like that dock. And yeah, that's it. And yeah, this also is definitely what's causing my streak to mess up. Interesting to know. Well, that's your tip for today. Next time we'll either have a breakdown of another kind of clause, or we will go through throwing things.